on my side. All right. Episode 17 of the Sphere of Power campaign. I'm not sure. I might change the name on it. I might not. We'll see. But right now it is currently titled. No, I put it in the chat.
Oh, and Keith, I was thinking about your message you sent to me. Back to what I sent to you.
Mm-hmm.
What I and it, I don't is Alex dialed in or is no not
she's
yet.
not, but we are recording.
Okay, that's fine. What I here I'll start mine too. What I was thinking is the way Redrith would approach it, because Redrith doesn't care about the distances, but Alex does, but KLLE does, because she is the map person. He is not, so he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand the importance of it to her and how it might affect the campaign. So he will basically just ask directly, do you think this is extremely important for what we're doing right now? And I'm assuming she's going to answer yes.
Right.
That seems like a safe bet. So he'll simply go, all right. And that's fine. So.
Okay. Yeah. And in terms of gameplay, I do agree with you. We don't want to spend too much time with metrics and over analyzing the map. But you do need enough information to get through this, and who knows what other information it might actually lead to.
Sure.
Without dropping too many hints. But that all being said, I don't want to take up too much of the game time with numbers and stats. I absolutely do encourage her character to collect it in case she listens to the recording later, because I do feel that's in tune with her character. So I will feed her the notes as long as she's holding the rope.
And I have a feeling that it will come into play at some point, but it's just my character simply is not interested in the details. He wants the big picture. He wants to get on with this. So
yep.
Yeah. With that, yeah, and that's kind of how I'm feeling as a player. I'm like, we gotta hustle on, because if we do 2 or 3 weeks of this, it's going to be horrid. And with that said,
this is hey, and Dan, I'll say this is week 4 for me. So
That's true. So yeah, and with that said, I was thinking maybe a good label for this is the crawl is strong with this one. Was what I was thinking for a possible title.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. But indirectly, Jim does bring up a good point too, in that the rest of you came up through a route where A, your sense of orientation has not been convoluted, and B, where you each intuitively feel relatively confident you know the way out. Redreth's character does not fall into either of those two categories.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. So yes, you've been going through this for 4 weeks, but you've also arrived via a different route, which makes your sense of being able to, oh yeah, we can just walk back out the sluice. No, you're like, okay, yeah, we're in here now. We got to get the hell through here.
Yep.
So there's definitely a consistency in that attitude amongst both characters. All right, so and it's just in time for Alex to join. So let me stick up the calendar, make sure that gets referenced. And I'm going to wait for her to join before I post that so that it goes. Oh, no, she's not going to be able to join. That's right. Hopefully she'll be able to get her system fixed. She'll have a month to do it. All right, so where are we?
In the interim, was that the decision that we probably wouldn't do something the day after Christmas? I mean, we could possibly get together for a one-shot or something for those who can make it.
Well, I'm taking off that whole week and was planning on being able to get a lot of content done. So usually when I do that, by the time Saturday rolls around, I'm like, gaming. So I was definitely looking forward to doing it, not to mention, not to boast, but Christmas Eve is my birthday. So that was like kind of my birthday present to myself. So I am hoping that we can join, but our game, but I still think that if we have more than one person missing, it's not worth it.
I'm not doing much of anything else except working in the garage. So I'm fine if we want to play. If not, I'll work in the garage. So either way.
As of
And-
right now, I'm good.
Cool. And I have brought us down to 3-hour sessions, so that should hopefully help with the other family issues that have been raised.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes, and that actually made my wife happy too. So
Yeah, I'll have to say I'm somewhat disappointed, but if it keeps everyone engaged in the game and not pissing off their families, then yeah, I'm willing to accommodate.
the honeydew list needs doing. So
Yeah, I know. Fortunately, since I work at home and I don't have a gambling habit or a floozy habit or a poker habit or anything else like that, I get to say to my wife that yeah, I get 3-4 hours on a Saturday morning before she even wakes up, all to myself.
see, and that's the difference though, is it's in the morning for you. For us, it's smack dab in the middle of the day. And
Yeah.
so so everything has to be either early morning or late afternoon. So
I get that. But I have tried to keep it as early as possible. But yeah, I tried doing the 7 a.m. thing for me, and it just was taking me too long to really get for Stella to get her groove on.
Yep.
All right. So, Alex, are you able to hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Good morning, dear.
Yep.
How are you doing?
I'm awake.
That's good. That's always a plus. How's your systems doing?
Classic still doesn't run, and my tablet still doesn't like the internet.
The heck? You have some
I
weird.
don't know.
Yeah, you have some weird first world issues, no doubt.
Yes.
You must really live in the boondocks, dear.
Really? I'm not that far from town.
But based on what I sent in our private message, like I said, it does seem like you are really out in the middle of nowhere.
It feels like that.
Anyways, okay, so we are recording. We have dates shared. You are now or coming up on, no, you're into your second week. Remember, 10-day weeks in Faerun. Since you guys have been teleported to this wonderfully dry, hot desert, which has been a lot more brutal on the Goliath brothers than the rest of you. But a few of you have adjusted rather well, though our druid has recently been revealed for the character that he is. That probably applies on several different levels. But you have now found your way into the depths and heart of Amun-Re's pyramid. And wandering around, which I don't think I'm giving away too much by calling it a maze at this point, through misty corridors that cause a loss of perception and sense of distance, and twists and turns which you haven't been able to fully identify, and trying to figure your way out through a maze through a rather decent system. Unfortunately, someone brought some chalk with them, so you can write some markings on the walls. So we've been trying to keep track of that using Fantasy Ground tokens. Most recently, the batch of you have been hanging out in the last intersection, and okay, why do I feel confused? According to this, Redrith was the one going ahead. Oh yeah, it's because he has the blade. That's right. Usually you don't send the wizard in first, but because he has a sunblade, this kind of makes sense. So the rest of you are sitting behind.
We've also been using Redrith's token to represent his familiar.
yes, that's true.
Ah, yes. Thank you for that reminder, and very good point to add at the beginning of the session. So
And in your off session, you need to add my other tokens for my spider and all the other stuff.
you're right. You did send those to me. Thank you. I should remember that. I don't know if we necessarily need to keep anything in the party sheet / combat tracker, but yeah, having a token on the map would definitely be a good idea. So I'll try to remember.
And I said this before you joined, Alex, but basically after the going back and forth about the measuring or not measuring or whatnot, Redrith finally gets frustrated, and he just asks, "Do you think that this is extremely important to measure the map or measure the space distances between the dungeons?" And I'm assuming you would say absolutely. And so at that point, Redrith doesn't push to keep going off. He lets us just get the measurements done. So just so you know.
And one last point.
Yes,
Go
I
ahead.
would absolutely say it's extremely important.
Redrith is still impatient about it because he is the big picture person. He just wants to get it done. But that, yeah, okay.
And I agree that that was entirely in character too. So for both of you. And one last point, I do believe that the party did take a long rest at the last session, and you've had no use to expend anything. So I believe everyone is fully charged, health and spell point wise.
I think so.
Yep, looks like it.
I think at the end of last session, we had sort of decided to open a door simply because otherwise we're going to have another session like last session where we just brought around this maze
Yeah, that
and
was
do
kind of my
absolutely
hint.
nothing else.
Yeah, that was kind of my hint, but it is entirely up to you. And if you do so, it's up to you to choose which door to go through.
Did you notice the change that happened on the character sheets on the actions tab with a recent update? The under weapons, now you can mark them as one-handed, offhand, or two-handed.
Oh, no kidding.
On which tab? Actions?
On the actions tab, you can click on the hand and mark it as whether it's a main hand, offhand, or two-handed.
And the ranged melee is a lot more visible too now. That's kind of cool. I'm glad that they're still working on upgrading Classic and not just focusing entirely on Unity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep in mind, there have been reports that no matter what the action tab symbol says, there have been reports that all weapons are being treated as melee for the purposes of things like prone.
Oh, okay.
All right. Out on. Hey, let's make the icons look better and forget to apply the stats.
So that's awesome for us as long as we're not prone.
Yeah,
As long as we can knock the bad guys down, then hey, extra damage. Bonus. Did you see
hacky stabby things?
Has anybody looked at the new feats in the Tasha's Cauldron of everything?
No, not I.
Nope.
Oh, there's some fun things in there. If you're a rogue or a wizard can if you take a certain feat, I don't remember what it was exactly, you can, when you cause damage, you can actually shove them for 5 feet in any direction, in a certain direction. And so, it's like, I think it's as a bonus action. So you could set up like the what's it called? Not chromatic orb. Where is it?
Fire Spirit?
The one I used on the guy in the cave. What's it called? Flaming Sphere. Flaming Sphere, you know how you can move that any direction, or you can set up like a prismatic, what's it called, or a wall of fire. And then you can, with your bonus action, you can boom, shove the person into it. And or shove them off a cliff, or it's a DC 14 save, I think, or something like that on their part. But yeah, you have a chance to knock people around at range. So
that sounds like a pretty fun feat for a large sword swinging creature.
Yeah, I don't remember what the details were. And there's another one if you're a monk that called, it's Crusher, I think. And if you're using a bludgeoning weapon, then you can do extra damage and stuff like that. So yeah, there's some are very specific. If you're a certain character, then it's like a must-have to take it. But yeah, it was kind of fun to look through those and see some people review them. Some of them are really, really niche though also. So good times. Anyways, sorry, didn't mean to derail us, but yeah, I just saw that and thought of that. So
And now I gotta see if I can find myself an addition to Tasha's. All right. So. Four of you in the corridor, 5 of you in the corridor.
Yep. My spider's just the next one over.
No, actually, are you just the I don't think so. Hold on a second. Which map are you on? Come on, bring up the right map. There it is. Okay, so you're in that corridor right there, right?
I really want to open that door. I won't, but I really do.
And let's see, let me take a look at your... All right, so you're in that area right now where you've marked up the wall. Well, wait a minute. This is a good question. Your familiar can't mark chalk on the wall, can it?
Depends on what
correct.
form it's in. If
it's a little spider. So no, he cannot mark chalk on the wall.
But he can see in the dark at least.
Yes.
So, but you're not going to really be able to send him too far ahead or anything. But all right, so
He could totally Charlotte's Web it.
There you go.
So you guys went first. All right, so back on this intersection map that's being shared on the Zoom session. All right, so you first sent the spider down here and discovered another area with a 3-way intersection. All right. And then you came back up to this area and sent them out this way. And this is where and why are you showing up there then? All right, which direction do you remember sending the spider from here?
South through 24.
That's what I thought. Okay, so yeah, you went through. All right, I must be kind of spacing out, but if you already numbered this 25, then you would have had to know that it was connected through.
Yes.
But at the
That
moment,
was my thought.
The last thing we discovered last session was that 24 leads to a corridor, an intersection much like the one on screen that we labeled 30, 31, 32, where 31 is the door. And then we sent the spider down 32, which came out 27.
There in the campaign play, I put out how I had diagrammed it. I used a yellow line to mark which direction we were going. And so that was how I had marked it.
I don't have enough screens. Yeah, that's approximately right.
They may not be in the same orientation that you guys have them because these things seem to change every time we go through a door. I was just trying to match up the numbers.
Yeah, no, that's the yeah, it's not the same orientation I have drawn, but it matches what I have drawn.
those are the maps
The linkages match.
shared.
But I think the last revelation was that 32 and 27 are connected.
Right.
Yeah. So the door where Red Dress, the map segment that Red Dress token is on, the door should be labeled 28.
I was wondering what happened to that number.
Yep. I didn't even notice that, but yeah.
Okay, now I think we're back in sync. I believe, I hope. The idea isn't to make this confusing, but it is meant to be somewhat of a challenge. But I think you guys pretty much have figured out how to get through this. You just don't know the extent of it yet. So, all right. So, which way next? And of course,
Redrith will come back to the party and relay the information. I'm assuming we've got them all numbered, so we'll, go back and forth as we need to mark off the rooms, and then we can decide where we want to go. 30 appears to go nowhere, so we could either go check 26 or 29, or go back past the piles of dead and check 20.
I will follow where you go, great leader.
What do you want to measure next?
We haven't measured 26 yet. We haven't measured 29.
Right.
We can go back to the dead bodies and measure 22. Kaeloi is against opening doors, but Alex thinks that opening a door just to see what happens might be a good idea.
Hacky stabby.
All right. How about 28 is as good a door as any? Should we go open that one? Or actually, you guys are right by. No, wait a minute. You're not right by. You're back in the main area there. Yeah, so we can go either 28 or 31. We've got 2 doors. Pick a number, Dan. 28 or 31.
I wish I was 28 again.
Okay, 28
All right,
it is.
so you guys head out 25, and you'll jump over to the map that Redrith is on, and then we can open 28. See what happens.
Let's do it.
all right. So let's see. Let's see if my sizing issue is still occurring.
We noticed that in Unity also, that they were coming in odd sizes too.
Interesting. I guess they're still working with a similar code base then.
But you can control a mouse wheel and resize them pretty easy.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, but still, because it's a virtual machine, that the lag was annoying.
I think Redrith will slide back to the edge of the mist, away
Yeah.
from the doors.
Just putting it on the map, so you guys go ahead and position yourselves where you wish.
Are you still driving, Dan?
Oh, we are still in line. That was
okay.
where we were before. I think was maybe about halfway instead of further along than we thought. But I still can't tell you because I can't tell where the testing tent is.
Fabulous. All right, I'm going to put you and Varric right up. We can put you and Varric right up front. I think that Keith, you have to do it. I don't think I can move it.
I'm down with a clown. I am just short of going. I am so ready for a fight to kick the door down, but the way this has been, I'm holding back a little.
So we need both Varric and Haig to be right up in front of the door, right next to the numbers 28 and 29. Whoops, I grabbed the 2.
All right, do I need to move anyone else?
I don't know. I think Varric and Hay were supposed to be right up next to the door so that one of them can open it. Then the
Yeah.
other three of us were going to crowd into that doorway so that we can at least sort of see.
Yep.
All right, so we're good with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to move off
Oops.
to the side here like this.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, I'll crowd right up behind you guys so I can get a shot in there if there's something something to shoot at.
I'm not seeing anything. This pizzerias. That's what it is. It's pizzeria.
All right. So,
See if they have a menu.
hey, you're opening the door? Or checking the door? Who's
I
doing
want to see, being able to chit chat with each other. Would we be able to tell, hey, I can finally see the blue tent. That's like 30 cars up. Holy crow. Be able to chit chat with my brother to see who has the better sleight of hand skills or whatever. Maybe check for traps or whatever.
I
Do
don't
a
think we've been checking for traps. We've just been opening doors.
All
yeah,
right.
I think that's pretty true.
Is Kaeli saying just open the damn door?
Redrith is
No,
is
Alex
plus
is
3
saying
on
just open the damn door.
Redrith is plus 3 on sleight of hand, or what is it? Just dexterity? Is that what trying to
off
pick
of
it is?
Dex, yeah.
Dex is, yeah, I'm plus 3 on that. I could give it a shot. He hasn't typically mucked around with that sort of thing, but
All right, I'm going to perceive the door.
perceive.
Yeah, perception. I'm going to check around the door and see if I see any triggers or investigate. Yeah, I guess investigate.
investigation? All right, so come on. Investigation. There we go.
See what's on the other channel.
He looks around. He checks out the door. Wooden plank door. Doesn't look anything different than any of the other doors that you've encountered so far. And you haven't run across any traps on the doors themselves so far. So you presume it's safe to open.
Okay,
As,
so I'm going to reach
as safe as any
slowly.
mysterious door.
I'm going to reach slowly towards the doorknob and then grab the doorknob really quick and whip it open.
Okay, and where's
Cthulhu
my
smoke comes out the door.
I see this is where it gets fun for me because your numbers don't match up with my numbers, and I want to make sure I don't inadvertently reveal the wrong room. All right, so let's see. Here we go. Carved on the floor in the center of this 30-foot square room is a giant X.
Oh, great.
X marks the spot.
The room's 30-foot walls rise to a domed ceiling. A 3-foot wide ledge runs around the base of the dome.
What was the last thing you said, Keith?
A 3-foot wide ledge runs around the base of the dome. Is my audio coming through okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
No, it was fine. I was just talking to my son real quick and missed what you said after he said X marks the spot.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Just, with all the changes I'm making lately, I want to make sure I'm not killing my audio.
Jeez and crow. What do you think, guys?
What could go
I
wrong?
can't copy the description.
I can put it in Discord chat if you want.
Well, that would be helpful.
All right. Let me. There you go.
Do we see anything on the far wall, like a, an organ made of fingers or anything like that? Bones, finger bones.
No, room looks relatively empty. It is lit.
All I can envision is the Goonies.
Mhm.
X marks where the floor falls out from underneath you when you hit the wrong chord.
10-foot pole, anyone?
I mean, 3 foot. Unless...
Kaylee didn't think to bring a 10-foot pole.
Oh, there we go. Well, we could put something with some weight. Put something with some weight and tie it to the end of a rope and toss it.
We do have lots of rope.
Nothing we see on the walls anywhere, just a square room, 3-foot ledge, X in the middle.
Correct.
Do you want to tie one of the brothers to a rope and have him walk into the middle and see if the floor gives way?
Isn't one of the brothers already on a rope so I can measure things?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Because that's how I'm measuring the corridors.
Yeah,
We could measure how far we fall before we hit the spikes.
Oh, what was the session title that was suggested to me before? I've spaced on it.
The crawl is strong with this one.
Thank you. I need to make a note of that.
All right, guys, I'm full of suggestions, but I'm waiting for answers. Like I said, Jim, you're the boss man. Or Redrith, you're the boss man.
I don't know. It was the brothers who hired me.
Right, and he's the
I'm
one who
just
hired
in
us.
for the
but we're
pay.
always looking for him.
Yeah, whoever's I guess we'll have a couple of us hold on to the rope and have one person step into the room and see what happens. Because isn't it Varric who's on the rope?
Oh,
I think so.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Guinea pig?
Fortunately, it's Varric and not Haig. I'm just saying.
Right. And he's not here to say no, so he gets voluntold.
Exactly.
Yes, the fun of not participating.
That's right. That's what you get for not being here, sucker.
All right. So we're gonna.
So we'll send Varric into the room.
Attached to a rope.
Exactly.
Which is attached to who?
The rest of us.
I'm
Who's
assuming
next?
Haig is holding onto it. Redrith will grab on too, just in case, because the ledge makes me nervous.
Okay, I thought Kaylee was closer up the chain though, so that she could count the rope as it's going through her hands.
That'll work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
But we're not. That's for going from passage to passage, but we're not actually passage to passage right now.
Okay, so I'll put her back then. All right.
Yeah.
Is everyone happy with their current positioning?
Yep.
And
Sounds good to me.
just to be clear, Ms., you can't see anything from there, but you can hear.
No, that is absolutely fine. I had dealt with too many crazy DMs where basically, so you trigger something, flies through the open door. So I'm happy where I am.
Like Dragon's Breath,
Yeah.
Dan. That's what.
And someone
Yeah.
has to share that.
Oh, and Alex, you'd appreciate, and Mizram, you'd appreciate this. We're doing Fandelver. Dan is running through it with the group IDM4, and last week they all lined up so nicely for for Venom Fang. So he
Oh,
he was chatting him up. He invited them all into the room. They came right into his tower. He was chatting him up, acting like a grandfather and nice and everything. Teased him with a bit of treasure, and everybody just kept getting closer and closer. And I had him. I actually had him do his poison breath. He killed everyone except for Dan's character. Dan's character had 6 points left, and then I realized I never rolled initiative, and so we rolled initiative to see what would happen, and all but 2 were able to get out of the way. So it was the TPK that wasn't. So
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So now we're
and that's where we
running.
ended it. Yeah. So yeah. So now he's the chase is on. So
fun.
good times.
Fun
Yeah.
with dragons.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
All right, so I've moved Varric in 5 feet in through the door. Lights are flickering.
Anything happen?
Torches. Room seems uneventful at the moment. X is about 10 feet in front of him.
It has to go into the center of X. I mean, that's what the module wants us to do.
You said, and there's a ledge that's 5 feet wide running. How high up
3.
is it?
It is in the text. I did copy that over, but it's a 3-foot wide ledge. Let's see how far up.
Okay.
Yeah, the ledge is supposed to be 30-foot walls rise to a dome ceiling.
Oh, okay. So that 3-foot wide ledge is 30 feet up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
And basically, I should point out that measurement is based on a perception check because you can't really tell from 30 feet down how wide the ledge is, but you can see that there is one.
Redrith will move up and lean in through the door and get a good look at everything and note the ledge up there.
Alex, does your rope have it's not like Spidey's web, right? It has to have something to grab onto. Like we can't throw it up there and see if it will attach to the ledge somehow.
Oh, you want to attempt to get up to the ledge?
No, I'm thinking more of 2 things. I'm thinking if the floor falls out, we have a counter lever where Varric can hold on to your grasping rope, and you guys can kind of control his swing with the rope.
I can solve that. Redrith can solve that.
Oh.
Okay.
I can Misty Step up there. I have a range of 30 feet. I can teleport.
Sweet.
Oh, because I also have a grappling hook.
Ooh. So anyway, however you guys
simple
want to move forward with
inventory items that save the day sometimes.
So I'm thinking that gives opportunity to, if the floor does fall out, we can mitigate a little bit and then still get up to the ledge if we want to get up to the ledge to see if there's anything up there.
Back on that vein a little bit, I can't tell you how many times I've been thwarted as a DM by players who remember to bring like an empty water skin or carry around a candle with them.
Which reminds me to look through my inventory.
All right, so you're looking inside the room. It just looks like an empty room beyond that X on the floor. Varric is kind of just looking around. He's being somewhat apprehensive. He's like, "You're sending me into a trap, aren't you?"
Maybe that guy's truck up there.
It appears safe from him being in there, so I'll step in the room too.
Okay.
And I turn and ask, do we want to know what's up there? Pointing up to the ledge up there.
I want to know what's up there.
It would be good to know.
So I will Misty Step up there. That uses one of my second level spell slots. So I will appear up on the ledge, and I have a 50-foot rope in my inventory, so I can tie it off. Is there a railing of any sort or anything to tie off to?
No,
Doubtful.
just a flat ledge. For the most part, it looks architectural.
Now, of course, the wrinkle is I have to spend another spell slot to get down.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Or I can catch you.
There you go. This would be fun.
Fensick, catch.
Yes, exactly. All right. So do I see anything else up there on the ledge? Anything? Do I need to roll perception or anything just to see what the perspective of being up there gives me?
See if it gives you any clues on the X.
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah. Yeah, like Indiana Jones and
I
Last
was just
Crusade.
thinking that, yeah.
Yeah.
X marks the
X marks-
spot.
Exactly.
Though I still find it somewhat surprising that he had to climb the steps to notice it.
Yeah, it was slightly discolored. We just watched this last weekend. It was like just slightly discolored green, and it's not noticeable till you get up higher.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, because you get a glimpse of it when he's walking across the floor, and yeah, it's just slightly like lighter, slightly darker, just a bit. So
I do like the part though where he's trying to break through it, and the librarian or whatever is hitting the stamps.
yes,
Yeah.
Exactly.
What the heck?
good times.
I do that?
That's right. Okay, so any perspective change, any information gleaned from a higher view of the room?
Nope, not really. The only thing that you notice different is that even though the room is square shaped, the ledge that you are on and the dome it rises to is definitely circular.
Okay. But I don't see any handholds or not handholds, but
No
buttons,
rails,
levers.
no rails, no decorations. It just seems primarily to provide a lighting effect from the torches on the dome above. So that from below, the lighting looks like that the dome is glowing because it has a shadow border around it from all angles.
Oh, okay. Well, Redreth is going to just hang out up here until if we want to have Varric or somebody walk to the center of the room and see if anything happens.
Varric's walking.
I'm walking. So where am I moving him to?
Straight down
Center of the
2
X.
squares.
2 squares down, huh?
Yep. Puts him on the X. Anything happen?
As he steps on the X, he's going to need to make a dexterity check.
Oh boy.
Dun, 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 dun. And let's see, what is it? Ooh. It's got a decent dexterity. He has a chance of making it.
Let me ask you a question, Keith. Can we also make dexterity checks to pull him out of the way of something?
You're not close enough.
Has the-
Oh, I see. Through with the rope.
Since he has the rope on, I would say yes.
Cool.
However, he just rolled a 1 on his dex check. You should not have your DM roll your character rolls. So I will give you the option of rolling if you want to see if any of you guys are actually fast enough. But I will say right now, the only difference is going to be whether or not you knock him over or he trips himself.
Oh, I'm definitely. This is my brother. I figure I'm probably very concerned about
ready
him.
to
So.
save him. So yeah, do a roll.
And
Just for the
Redrith
sake of the
can't roll
story.
because Redrith can't roll because he's 30 feet up.
And again, you will have to roll that for me.
Kaoli can because she's also on the other end of the rope.
I agree.
All right, so I get to do Haig's roll now too, huh? Unless someone,
Which I believe.
Jim, you want to roll a 20 for him?
I
Okay,
was gonna say.
just roll just a straight up 20.
Let's see, -2.
Yeah.
Okay, -2. All right, just open or
Save.
power.
Well, roll it in the open. Let's get it on record.
Check or save.
Very nice.
I rolled a
wait a
3.
I can't see the chat box, guys.
Yeah, I thought I saw a 17, but apparently you rolled a 3. So
Yeah,
I rolled a 3 -2 is 1.
17 is what comes up on mine. Yeah. I was like, yeah, all right,
Okay.
a 15, that's all right.
I was going to say pretty good
Okay.
roll for the clumsy oaf, but yeah, no, he was the clumsy oaf.
Nope.
So I guess
Yeah,
what
it was-
appropriately happens is
hang on. I rolled 2.
you can't roll. You're not close enough to the rope. If you pulled the rope, you'd just be pulling Haig out of the way.
I thought she was first in line.
But Haig is the one that's right next to him in the rope.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he's next in line.
Okay.
So, she'd have to pull hard enough to jerk one Goliath back, enough to pull the other one. Not likely.
No. Haig is not tied to the rope. The
But
only
he's
one
holding
who is
on.
tied
But he's
to the
holding
rope.
on to the rope.
So what's
Okay.
Yeah, I
it
don't
makes
see the
sense.
margin. Yeah, it makes
It
sense.
makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
You would have basically you'd have to overcome Goliath's strength to yank the rope out of Haig's hand and pull the other Goliath back, which is a bit of a tall order.
A bit of
any
a
of us.
problem. Okay, I see. That makes sense.
You know what? Not entirely, given his role. Go ahead. All right. You can't roll. Do you have a die?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead. Roll. I will trust you to be honest about it.
Are we rolling a dexterity check or a dexterity save?
You're rolling a dexterity check.
Okay, 16.
Mm-hmm.
My son is chuckling in the passenger seat.
I'm glad he's enjoying this. Because what I'm thinking of at this point is that I guess Redreth's not Redreth's, that Haig's role there is going to, since he Redreth rolled for him, just to be clear for the recording. Because that was such a low roll, your fumble or miss or roll is low enough, then it might be not that you necessarily pulled him down, but that the rope came out of your hand while Kaoli was doing exactly what she said she did. So that's why I'm having her roll. And what are you going to roll with? Or what do you come up with your roll, Alex?
16.
16. And what's your dex modifier again? +4.
Total of 4.
All right. Okay, so yes, your ranger, exceedingly fast and nimble, manages to pull the rope out of Haig's hands. Shockingly is strong enough to pull back Varric as the following happens. As soon as Varric steps on the X, with Redreth still up on the ledge. From the center of the top of the dome, a 10-foot square block of stone drops and swishes past you.
Oh,
Because the dexterity checks have not been made, Kael'li pulls the rope out of Haig's hand, pulls back Varric, but only succeeds in knocking him down flat as the block comes down and flattens him. Doesn't kill. I hope it doesn't kill him, but let's see what the toll is going to
the
be.
damage roll is. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Maddie, I'm glad you're not emotionally attached to this character.
Well, for what it's worth, the box is only 4 feet tall. And so Haig winds up taking 12 points of damage.
Oh, that's not so bad.
And let's see what's the next thing. We will do this. Interesting. Ms. Redreth. As usual, okay, Haig doesn't notice because, oh, no, Haig, you do notice. You're not the one getting flattened. So Haig and Kael'li both notice that as it lands with a thud, the sound is not quite right. And I guess there is no other way to really describe it, but I don't think I'm giving too much away. But you're pretty sure the sound, that box was hollow. It didn't sound like a solid thud, but more like a stone box falling.
Nice.
Oh, that's interesting.
In other words,
should,
you would have been pretty sure for the size of this box, 10 foot by 10 foot by 4 foot, that if it was solid, everything should have shook. And you definitely felt it in the ground, but it just wasn't as forceful as you would think a block of granite that size should have been. And the sound matches it.
So I'll turn to Kael'li and go, did you notice that? Which I assume she would agree if she noticed too.
Yeah, she will indicate that that she agrees something's wrong, something's not right. Let's go unbury Varric.
Yeah. Obviously the ground's not going to break away.
Investigate why this box is hollow.
Let's do it.
As Redreth sees this, sail past, can he see anything up in the opening where the box came from?
There's definitely a niche there where it came out of. And apparently there is a rope that runs to a winch up there that you can kind of vaguely see in the shadow.
Ooh.
So that apparently it can be reset, but it does not look like that there's any opening or passage through there. The winch is very solidly inside the structure.
So there's nothing like I can Misty Step 30 feet. Is there something I could grab onto
ledge,
up there?
Nothing, no ledge, no nothing to stand up on inside there.
Gotcha.
You could Misty Step and Dex check and see if you could grab the rope, but that's about it.
If I slide over a little bit, I could just jump and grab the rope.
That's probably true too. The rope is about 15 feet out from the 12 feet out from the ledge, so maybe not that easily.
All right. So I'm going to try to strength check to see if I can roll the stone box off of my brother.
Would a crowbar help?
It depends if there's a spot I can get underneath there where my brother isn't.
And because it's particularly wide relative and stout, it probably would not be easy to flip it.
Okay.
It's possible, but
Then I guess
Yeah,
with
you're-
Kale,
you're-
he's got a crowbar that we gotta lift up enough to get him out.
Yeah, lifting it enough to get him out is goal number one.
Dude, this is nuts.
and you thought you were getting into battle.
Something different happened.
Yeah, I'm
That's
looking.
true.
I'm looking to see if there's.
Last time.
I'm looking to see if there's absolutely anything that Redrith can do to help get the box off of him. And so far, looking through all my spells and everything, I'm not seeing anything. So that's why he's not in a hurry to jump down.
Well, I think the crowbar is worth a try. It's good that she has one on her.
Just one quick question. Is his feet sticking out from underneath the box? And if so, is there ruby red slippers on his feet?
No,
Exactly.
actually, because of the fact that he got pulled by the rope, his feet were left behind. So it's actually in the lower half of them.
So he would have bench press capabilities, like he could assist in the crowbarring.
His hands are free, yes.
Ooh,
And of course,
Let's do
he's
that.
screaming up a storm. I don't know, are Goliaths prone to cussing and vulgarities?
Is it too early to start making Professor jokes? Professor X jokes?
does anybody have the levitate spell?
Nope.
Fine. Yeah, let's do that crowbar.
Okay.
If I had thought of it, I have web, which I don't know if that would have helped arrest the fall at all, but probably I don't think it's would have been strong enough.
Probably not.
All right, so Haig is.
I do have the grease spell. I don't know if that would help.
To make him really slick.
You're going to slide him on out.
Exactly. Well, yeah. I mean,
Move
or
him up
slide,
and
or
slide
slide
him
slide the block, or slide the block off of him.
Break out the
Oh.
Vaseline.
Pretty much. And also, just for the record, grease is not flammable, which is interesting.
Flammable.
Which is counterintuitive, but there actually is another spell in D&D where it specifically says it is flammable. And that's the differentiation from that spell and grease. So grease plus firebolt doesn't actually work. So
That's good to know.
I don't remember what the other spell is, but yeah, because I was all thinking that would be a cool combination when I picked them both. But yeah, I found out it's actually not flammable. So
I think that's a change from earlier editions, but I'll take your word for it.
yeah.
There was debate about it back in 3.5. I don't know about earlier because 3.5 is the earliest I played. But there was debate about it in 3.5.
Was it something that they resolved in 3.5 compared to 3.0, or do you remember?
I don't remember. I just know that there was debate about when I played 3.5. It was unclear whether grease was supposed to be flammable.
I will have to take a look. I have the 3.5 hard copy. I have the 3.0 in electronic format, so I should be able to compare if it changed between the two of them, but that's for another time. All right, so crowbar out. Haig has stepped up to the block, which is sitting partially on his brother, who's still screaming in pain and agony. At this point, you have no reason to believe that he's taken anything more than some serious bludgeoning damage. He is able to move. He is conscious. And he is trying to push himself up, but is yelling, "Get this effing block off me." So his brother walks up with the crowbar. Because there's still some room between it and his body, there is plenty of space for you to get the crowbar under. Probably about 18 to 20 inches away from his waist laterally. So go ahead and roll a strength check.
Jim, would you do the honors?
Oh, what do you need rolled?
So
Strength check.
in that
Okay.
Haig
Which
has
is,
+4.
how do I do +4? Oh, there's the modifier number. So
Mhm.
4. Okay. $13.
Well, that wouldn't be enough on his
Oh,
own.
brothers helping
Yes.
the assist.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is
okay.
pushing from the underside. So I was going to say normally
Okay.
that wouldn't be enough to do it, but between the crowbar and the fact that he's being helped by someone who wants to get out from under the block, yeah, you're able to pry it out enough that he's able to crawl out. And his legs apparently are still working too, so there's no paralysis issue.
Very good.
But he's definitely beat up and bruised, and yeah, he definitely lost that fight with the rock. But you also do notice for sure that that block is a lot lighter than you expected.
So I'll ask Varric, how angry are you at the block? Well, why? Because we think it's hollow. Do you want to try to smash it open? Yes.
I will not be blamed for any multiple personality disorders that develop in this group.
I love having internal dialogue.
All right. Well, presumably.
So I don't know if he has a hammer. Can you see if it is?
He's not going to take it out with a sword.
Yeah. Does he have a hammer in his inventory?
I will take a look. Let's see. Where inventory.
I would tell you, knowing Maddie, if it was something that could have been discussed in the beginning when he took over for Eric.
He does have a flail and a morning star.
Ooh. All right, so let's see.
I go with Morning Star.
I was going to say Morning Star is not chained, or the flail is not chained. One of them is not chained.
The Morning Star is hafted. The flail is chained.
Okay. So let's do Morning Star, and we'll trade blows.
Should I roll a check for it?
Yeah, I'll roll the one for Varric, and you can roll for Haig.
Okay. What does Haig get for? If you want to just unlock his character sheet. Well, no, he's logged in, so we can't do that. You'd have to kick him.
Yep.
No, you can, oh yeah.
His
Yeah,
character's logged in at
already.
home on his computer. So yeah.
I can text Ian to log out. Hold on.
Well, he
Wait a
could.
minute.
Keith could
Haig,
kick.
what are you hitting with?
We're going to use the Morning Star, but we're going to trade blows. Well, that actually makes it hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna what? Like toss it back and forth between the two of you?
Right.
And if you really want to, you can, but
I don't know if I have any bludgeoning weapons.
Just to give you a heads up, just in case anyone hadn't watched The Mummy for a while, do anyone remember last time what happened when someone started smacking something open and stuff?
Yeah, but we're more angry at the box right now, and my intelligence is down by 1 point. So
smash.
Oh, and also on
smash.
the grease spell, it was that Alex, you're right. It was 3.5 is what is the thing I had read, and it was comparing grease to incendiary slime, which said it was like grease, only flammable. So in 5e, they don't say anything about its properties other than being slippery. So it's basically a DM's house rule as to whether it's flammable or not.
No, that's what
The book doesn't say anything. So.
That's what flasks of oil are for, as far as I'm concerned. If you ever try, ever tried to light lard?
tried to light lard?
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, just to make sure that's clear up front, grease is not flammable in my rule or in my house.
Very good.
Okay.
Cool.
Good to know.
But yeah, flasks of oil, that's a different matter.
Text your brother, tell him to log me out, would you?
Say again?
I'm telling my son to text his brother to log me out of the PC at home.
No, not necessary.
No,
Not necessary.
Keith can just kick you. That's fine.
Well, yeah, I could, but there's no point in doing that. You can just roll for him, and we'll add the modifiers.
Okay.
For he needs, but
Okay.
yeah, especially since he doesn't even have the Morning Star in his inventory anyway. I'd have to switch back and forth or create an entry for him. So we'll just roll.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna
So,
need
but
that
in
after
his
your
case,
swap.
he has a
Stop
plus
pushing it off.
4, and he's not proficient on it. So it's just a straight up plus 4 on the roll.
Like way back in your throat.
Okay.
Where,
So you want me to roll that?
well, I'm going to roll Varric's first since he's got it. And he hits it. And it sounds hollow. It doesn't break. He tosses the flail to his brother. Sorry, not I hit the wrong one. Morning Star, not flail. For him, it's the same. It's the same modifier though, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So they're 13 plus 4, so 17.
So yep, and that successfully hits it. And seems like you're doing damage to it, but it's taking it.
Okay. Let's keep going. If we're seeing damage done, let's just keep rolling.
Okay. Take
So
20
we
on
don't
it,
see
right?
much change.
So tosses the Morning Star back over to Varric. Varric takes another swipe at it. And just barely manages to hit the corner, but guess what? It manages to knock the corner off. Enough so that you can see that indeed it is hollow. There's an open space that opens up in the corner where the corner has been chipped off.
So all I need is just to be able to see inside. You got dancing lights, right, Jim? Can you throw them inside hop down and throw them inside the cube?
You don't have to hop down, actually. It's only 4 foot tall, remember?
Well, but Jim's on the ledge.
Oh, true.
Yeah, but I can cast the dancing lights and just send them right in the hole, right?
I don't see
Or send one in the hole. So there we go.
Okay. Does the color matter? I guess not.
They'll just be white unless we need a different color.
Or if
or-
you're like, embellishing or, playing, some wizard
Strobe lights. It's for our dance party later on.
Exactly. Let's go with the neon, dude.
Exactly.
All right. So he sends a couple of white glowy light thingies down into the opening of the box on the one side. And Varric peers inside as the lights are floating around. And to his dismay, the box is indeed empty and hollow. Which he realizes he should be grateful for, because it does occur to him that had it been solid, he probably would not have working legs at the moment.
Still anticlimactic.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
And there are no switches or anything on the walls or anything else in this room. I just feel like we're missing something.
Not that you notice.
And I don't see anything up on the ledge. It's all just completely plain.
Mm-hmm.
No writing on the walls?
No writing on the walls.
Huh. Who had the Morning Star last? Varric did.
Varric was the one that knocked the corner off. So he has his
All right.
Morning Star back.
All right. Well, Varric walks back towards the entrance, kind of ticked off that there's no. We
No
both
reward
are like
for the pain. No gain for the
sourpuss
pain.
face walking back. Yeah, no gain. Yeah, sourpuss faced back to the entrance.
Redreth moves along the edge till he's right here. And now it looks like the rope, if it's right in the center of the X, is about 10 feet away from him, or closer to 15. He's 30 feet up. He is going to attempt to jump and grab the rope as he's on his way down. If he misses it, he's going to cast Misty Step, waste his spell slot and cast Misty Step to put himself on the ground.
Gotcha. A little bit of flair. All right, do an acrobatics check.
All right.
Good enough.
Oh, hang on. No, that's not 17. It is, I had a plus, still had the +4 modifier. So it was actually 13.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not that hard to grab a rope. I'd say it probably isn't
Okay.
anything more than a DC 12 anyway. So yeah, the wizards develop some flair and style and comes shantying down the rope after showing some agility.
Very good.
I thought maybe he intended to climb the rope.
No, he just wanted to make a
Oh, I
viable-
see what you're saying. Climb up and see if there's anything else up in there, the ceiling.
I mean, you had asked about it earlier.
That's a good point. That would be athletics to climb up the rope, right?
At this point, yes.
Yep.
That is not my strong suit at all. We need somebody a whole lot stronger than me to climb that rope.
Do you want somebody to climb it? I think I've got athletics. I'll climb
I'm
it
a
just
neg-
to see if anything at
I'm a
top.
-1 on my athletics, so I'm definitely not the person to do it.
I'll even toss you, Alex, Alex Kelly, if you want a head start.
No, I don't want to have to catch the rope. I just want to climb. I'm just willing to climb it.
That works.
Ladies
I just
first.
know Redrith isn't going to.
All right. So is someone climbing the rope?
I think so.
Kaoli.
It's a party. All right. So Kaylee, she's got athletics.
And does not do very well. My total was 8.
Total of 8 for what?
Athletics to climb the rope.
Oh, it says +5 on your sheet.
Man, we are rolling
Yeah, I
terrible.
rolled a die. It came up with 3. 3 plus 5 is 8.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you've got a die. I don't need to roll for you.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
sitting at my table with dice in front of me.
Yeah, I'm glad that you have at least a dice, if nothing else. When the apocalypse comes and all of our systems go down, we'll still be able to game with our books and dice, I hope.
I should hope so.
Yep. But anyway, yeah, 8 is not going to be enough for you to shimmy up that rope. We're going to say that the rope is very smooth.
Give me a whirl, Jim.
Can I try again?
Yeah, no reason. There's nothing stopping you.
Okay, that's a little better. 16.
That allows you to climb up the rope. So you climb the 30
What do I find when I get to the top?
Well, you climb the 30 feet to get to the level of the ledge, and then it's probably about another 20 feet past that to get to the apex of the dome. And then it's about another 4 feet roughly inside the crevice or niche from which the block came out of. And go ahead and roll a perception roll.
Um, 30.
So you notice that it's very well crafted. The seam between the where the block came in and the crevice is very smooth. Uh, Not that you would quite notice this at the moment, but because of the high roll, you will kind of when you climb back down, or actually you may notice them when you climbed up. There's a few chips and gouges in the block itself, and so you surmise this is not the first time that this trap has been triggered, and so apparently you deduce that this trap has been used before and reset, and the winch is obviously the mechanism by which it is pulled back up. All you see is the outer part of the wheel embedded within the stone. There really is very little room to investigate the winch or detach it to get your hands in it or anything else. It's obviously controlled from another point. Definitely
Right.
not.
So if the rest of us walk out of the room, will it then squish Kaoli up in there when it retracts?
It's a question.
That would be a problem.
Well, all you have to do is not leave the room, and then we don't have to test this.
Very good. Excellent. Just saying, if nobody step off the X, if we've got it, if we're near it or whatever.
Not if you like your ranger, anyway.
Right, exactly.
I would think that I would at least have time to scramble partway down and jump.
All you have to do is practically let go. Yeah, and you could.
Well,
And it doesn't. I would imagine that it wouldn't
60-foot height?
retract super fast either.
So yeah, I'm gonna climb back down.
And you are back down on the floor. And that's about the point where you notice that, all the chips and stuff are in the rock. It's not the first time it's been down here. And it's taken a little more damage this time.
All I will tell everybody else is, well crafted. It'll reset itself eventually.
I'm going to turn to Redreth and go on. Should have picked 31.
Well, with that in mind, we are now halfway through our session since we're down to 3 hours. So I'm going to suggest that we take a stretch break and meet back here in 10 minutes. And hopefully, well, I'll be back in 15 minutes. You guys meet back here. And no, I'll try to be back here in 10 minutes. But decide what you want to do next, which direction you want to head, or what else you may or may not want to do inside this room.
Cool.
All right. So see you guys in
Very
10
good.
minutes.
See you in a few.
Okay, gang, I'm back. Sending out a ready check to text.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, so which way are you heading? Down which numbered corridor?
31, I believe. Door number 31.
Right.
I think we're gonna take 27. I think we're gonna go through archway 27 and come out through archway 32 and then open door 31.
So indeed, as you suspect, and go through 27 and find yourself coming out in the corridor where you marked door number 31. So I'm throwing all the icons over onto that map. Ms. and Redreth, you can position yourselves where you want. Tag and Kaylee, just tell me where you want me to put you.
I think we want to do it much the same way we did it before, with Kaylee just standing in the doorway of 24 across from the door, you know, half hidden by mist, just enough so that she could see things to shoot through the doorway when the door is open. And then the brothers are going to be in front of the door, and I don't remember where Redreth was.
All right, so does that look correct to everyone?
Yep, look good.
It's good to me.
Yep, that works.
All right, so same as before. Barrick investigating the door first.
Correct, sir.
And he finds nothing unusual about the door, its construction, or the handle.
All right, throw it open. Just like that, yes.
Hanging motionless from a pendulum pole in this 30-foot square room is a scything blade edged to the door. The pendulum hangs from the dome ceiling above and is attached to the center of the wall opposite the door. There is a 3-foot wide ledge running around the base of the dome 30 feet above the floor.
I'll put the text in Discord for you, Alex.
Thank you. I don't think we want to step in the room.
What could go wrong?
What next, my pretties?
So this is like the other room with the 3-foot ledge. 30 feet above the
Physically,
floor.
these rooms all seem to be identical in the construction, especially walls and ceiling. It's just the contents of each room seem to be somewhat different.
Okay, sorry, that's uncomfortable.
But the room that you came into where the Androsphinx was.
Did we come back this way? She didn't tell us which way to go, did she?
Dan, you're still unmuted.
Sorry.
No worries. So the well and platform obviously were unique to the room, but again, even that room had the same construction. Square room, 30-foot walls, single entry that you can discern, rises to a dome ceiling, 3-foot ledge around the outside, providing that weird glow illumination.
And we don't see anything else inside that room. I just feel like we're
Okay,
missing.
I was getting swabbed. I was getting swabbed on the description of the room.
Don't forget to
They
cough.
they were tickling your brain with the Q-tip.
It wasn't down that far, but she was definitely around like the rim of the sinus, and yeah. Anyway, so a quick description of the room.
Hanging motionless from a pendulum pole in this 30-foot square room is a scything blade edged to the door. The pendulum hangs from the dome ceiling above and is attached to the center of the wall opposite the door. There is a 3-foot wide ledge running around the base of the dome, 30 feet above the floor.
Oh, I'm staying out of this room after my brother being hurt in the other room. You guys can investigate with all your nifty misty steps and other such.
I'm perfectly happy just to close the door and mark it.
Well, and we don't see anything else in there, right? I mean, other than the scythe. Now the scythe is motionless and it's on the opposite side of the room as the door. Is that right?
Correct, as you can see from the map.
Okay. But there's nothing, we don't see anything else.
I suspect that as soon as somebody steps into the room, the blade's going to start to move.
Right.
If you misty step to the 30 foot though, would you be out of the way of the blade and be able to investigate other things? Or that's
Yeah, I
just...
hate to, I've got 3 second level spell slots and I've already spent one of them. So
Well,
yeah.
one thing that I should clarify probably is that in that sentence, the pendulum hangs from the dome ceiling above and is attached to the center of the wall opposite the door with a rope. There's a rope securing the pendulum to the far wall. So there is something currently holding it back. The question is whether or not that would be anything that would cause it to no longer be there or no longer restrain the pendulum.
Again, the brothers are being safe.
I see no need to investigate further. We close the door and we mark it.
Yeah, Mizram has a really Mizram, in the chat. We could send the spider in and see what happens.
Why do I suddenly have visions?
Sure.
Why do I suddenly have visions of a meowing spider?
Right.
He was a spider for a while there.
Yeah, I know, and just I'm suddenly having visions of walking in the dark and encountering a spider that meows at me, and just thinking how surreal it would be.
Okay, I will. So I'll send the spider on the wall right around the edge of the door frame and into the room. Does anything happen? It's not on the floor. It's on the wall.
On the wall. And which way are you having it go?
It will go with the. You can see I'm right behind. Is that Varric?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it straight ahead of me around that edge. So it will head to the right as we're looking at the map,
Gotcha.
or my left as Redrith is currently facing.
Thank you for being specific. But okay, so now I know where you are. He's crawling around the wall laterally. Any change in height?
Nope.
Okay. So
He's right at about shoulder height.
So he crawls into or around the wall, goes around the corner, and comes up as close as he dares to the torch.
Yep.
Nothing happens. There doesn't appear to be anything else in the room.
And why didn't I think about this before? He can crawl up to the ledge.
Yes, you can.
I didn't need to waste a spell.
Maybe not.
So I'll have
Spider
him crawl.
senses are not like humanoid senses though, so it takes
True.
some interpretation.
True. But it saves me a spell slot in case we run into somebody bad.
That is true.
And I think I've only got enough material to actually, yeah, I can only change him 2 more times. So he's going to stay as a spider for a while until we get to a city. So yeah, so does he see anything when he gets up to the ledge? Any, random things, magnificent books of spells or levers that might unlock all the treasure in the place or something like that.
That would be handy, wouldn't
A
it?
map,
Exactly.
a completed map of this maze.
Yes, exactly.
I would take the map over a Galdern lever that gives us all the treasure in the pyramid. I would pay every bit of gold in my pouch right now.
I'd take the treasure.
Number 30. Here's here's the sketching of the map on the wall. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, the value of treasure all depends on your current circumstance.
Yeah. In this case, several of us would prefer a well done map.
Can I remind you, you still have the Sphinx?
We do. We have not yet asked it our question. We have not yet decided on what question we want to ask.
Good point. That's almost worth it right now.
I have come to the conclusion, though, at this point, that this is definitely one way to put a completionist group to the test.
I say we close this door, we mark what's behind it, and we move on. That is Kaoli's
like
opinion as well as Alex's.
Meanwhile, up on the ledge, the spider notices nothing different than the other room. 3-foot wide ledge, no railing, no barrier, no barricade. Seems primarily architectural to provide shadows onto the dome. Certainly no protection for anyone to be up there. It's kind of narrow. Well, I guess 3 feet isn't that narrow.
Not particularly wide, but it's not super narrow.
No, people have walked on less, that's for sure. And Redreth Misty stepped on it, so.
I did not update my map.
I'm still stuck on the idea of asking the Sphinx if it could help us draw out a map to this level of the pyramid.
You know what? I'm really gonna laugh my backside off if we find out that the front door we came in was actually the door to leave the place.
Oh, I would not be surprised if the way we entered was intended as an exit. The way we entered was intended as an exit.
You've got a good echo there, Dan.
You've got a good. Sorry, my phone decided to connect to my Bluetooth again.
Oh.
You know, I've heard the phrase echo chamber so much this week, but never in its literal definition.
Okay, I'll have the spider come back to me, and
Okay.
sit on my shoulder, and I'm content just leaving the room. It doesn't look like there's anything in there to draw us in, so I am content to leave it. Let's go map a few corridors.
29 or 26?
Um, 29 to start over on that side, work our way over.
Okay. So
29. So how are you getting over there? Just
walk back through archway 32, come out at archway 27, and pause to measure 29.
Gotcha. All right. So so I probably mentioned this before, but yeah, it's about a 30-foot length between 32 to 27.
Yep.
Yep.
And so once again, spider in the lead. Mesrim on the back side. Kaylee off to one side.
Actually, Kelly is going to be up by the arch because she's going to be measuring rope as soon as the spider reports that it's safe. What we do is we send the spider through. As long as there's no enemies apparent, then Redreth and Varric go through. Varric's got the rope tied to him, and Kaylee's measuring.
All right. So does that work?
That works.
All right. So let's see. All right.
I gotta go.
All right. So that's what basically the spider sees, another three-way intersection with a door.
Okay. Redreth, you're the only one who can see through the spider's eyes, so if you determine that it looks safe enough.
Yep, there's no bad guy. Sorry, I had myself muted. Yeah, so I'll come back and let everybody know that it is fine.
Then Redreth and Varric are going to go through while Kaylee measures the rope.
Yep.
And I am paying attention for unexpected turns in the corridor.
And that winds up being another 30 feet. You don't detect any turns.
Okay, so we were labeling them that we were increasing them counterclockwise. So we were at 32. So the door is 33, 34, and then 35 is across from the door.
So 34 is across from the door.
35 is
34 is across from where we entered. 35 is across from the door. And 29 is where we entered.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure I update my notes so we stay consistent. All right. Okay. That's what you see, what you've marked.
Door first this time?
Sounds good to me.
all right. Sorry, I was making notes. Okay.
All right, so Varric once again does a investigation on the door and handle. And again discerns nothing unusual about the door itself.
All right. Dan, I think it's safe to say that they just opened the door.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good, man.
And boom, we're all dead.
All right, so which one is this one? No, not that. Not that. How did I open this up? There you are. There's that one. There's that one. All right. On the far side of this 30-foot square room is an open chest displaying hundreds of platinum pieces. Pinned to the left-hand wall by steel spears are 4 skeletons. The right wall is covered with an intricately carved wooden grill. A 3-foot wide ledge runs around the base of the dome ceiling, 30 feet above the floor. So yeah, there are more skeletons on the wall than that image depicts.
Are the
There you go.
skeletons facing towards the chest, or are the skeletons facing towards the opposite wall?
They're facing the opposite wall. So there's a line between the skeletons and the wooden grill between.
Sweden and I just went to get
chest.
the
Dan,
test.
you're not muted, Dan.
Sorry, hold on.
All right. So you said so there. So I see the spears on the wall there.
Send the spider in.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Okay. All right, so I will do the same as before and send the spider in, except this time I'm closer to, as I'm facing the door, the right-hand side of the door. So I will head. So you said the grate is over on the left as we're looking down at the map, over on the left-hand wall, obviously where the spears came from.
From our perspective of looking at the screen, yes, the grill is on the left-hand side, but for you looking inside the door, it is to the right.
Okay. This makes me think of the beginning of the first Raiders of the Lost Ark movie.
So which way are you sending the spider?
I'll go. It'll go around. Now, how tall is that grate that the spears obviously come out of? Is it 30 feet tall? Is it the whole wall?
No, it only goes up about 10, 12 feet.
Okay.
Actually, no, it does say the right wall is covered. So no, it does go up to the 30-foot mark then. And each hole is about 1 inch.
I really want the platinum pieces. I'm just going to say that.
Do recall that we were told that the only items we could take out without repercussions were the items of power required to break the curse.
That's okay.
That's a good call.
Last time I opened a chest, I avoided the trap, but it turned out to be like, I don't know, orcs' dirty socks or something weird like that. So it may not actually be platinum pieces either.
I'm suspicious that it's an illusion intended to draw people in so the spirits can skewer them.
If I could get over there and not, and like hide behind the chest and not be hit, I could always cast the hut, which would, make it safe to peruse around there. But that takes a minute to cast, so you've got to survive for 10 rounds of stuff being thrown at you. So.
Yeah, and the hut is only 20 feet. The room is 30.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I could combine it with with Misty Step, or I can't do them both at the same turn, but I could do, if I could Misty Step over next to the chest, but then I'm probably setting off spears. So I would have to duck down or lay flat or whatever right behind the chest to avoid getting hit.
But
And
you
if we're not
send
supposed
the
to take that
spiders
stuff
to
anyway.
poke around in the chest.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so I can do that. I will send the spider in the doorway and straight up all the way to the ledge up above. And then I'll just settle against the wall and look through the spider's eyes and have him walk all the way around the ledge to the other side and then crawl straight down the wall to the chest. So that's my plan. And did you see I put the text in the Discord, Alex, for this room?
Oh, thank you.
Keith, you might be muted if you're talking.
I am muted, but I'm not talking.
Oh, okay.
I was chewing.
Oh, okay, very good. So does the spider see anything different? He comes down the other wall right by the chest and will crawl. Is the chest against the wall? The lid looks like it's leaning against the wall, or is it away from it?
No, it's pretty much up against the wall, and but so the spider's crawling up to the ledge and crossing over that way?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so the spider makes it around the edge. Again, remember at the top there, and the dome is circular, not square.
Yep.
And so he comes back around to the other side. He comes down the wall, adjacent to the chest, on the far wall from you. And he perches himself on the chest lid, looking down into the chest. So you have a nice mind's eye view of a pile of platinum.
We're looking for two specific items, and Alex does not remember what items those are because it's been how many weeks since we were told what items we were looking for, but I'm sure Kaela remembers because it's been, what, a day or two?
Yep, about that. But this is why you keep logs, right?
Exactly. I can go back and look.
Anyone recollect? There's an inspiration point in it for you.
Yeah, give me a sec. I can find it.
I found the log entry. Skimming log entry. Staff of Ruling and the Star Gem.
There you go.
Yeah, that was almost 4 months ago, real time.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that log is dated. That log is dated 8/22.
Wow, that has been a while. Yeah, I do know that this chapter of the module was actually its own module itself at one point. So yeah, this temple is probably, or the pyramid is probably the most detailed area of the whole module. Or correction, not the most detailed, but has the most content.
Yeah, the most extensive.
Right. It's not to say that they slacked on any of the other stuff. I'm sure you're going to find the other parts of this module just as interesting and different without it necessarily being the same stuff. Because yeah, we don't want this maze hunting to go on for too many more sessions.
You were right, though. Opening doors does make it more interesting.
That's what I try to do. I want to try to keep the game interesting without giving too much away. But yeah, like I said, you completionists, I kind of, it's like we're going to spend 3 or 4 sessions going through counting numbers and squares if I don't say something.
Okay, so so are you going to send the spider to poke at the contents of the chest?
Yes, the spider will crawl down onto the platinum. See if anything happens.
Spider crawls down onto the platinum and he, she, it. Do I need to be politically correct with an arachnid?
Nope.
Is walking on a pile of silvery metal.
Okay. I'll have him crawl over the side down to the floor and land on the floor. See if anything happens.
Nothing happens. He's on a
He's
floor.
probably not probably not heavy enough.
It's probably not a bad deduction. Inference.
Okay, I'll just have him crawl back across the floor to us.
How big is he?
He's like a
Is he hand-sized or bigger?
how big? How big?
Hand-sized or bigger?
Oh, he's smaller than that.
Okay, then he walks across the floor.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I will also, now that there's the party or the group chatter of not taking anything, I'll grab the single platinum piece that I had previously picked up in the hallway because there was a trail of them, remember, on the floor?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take it and I will fling it over to the chest.
I'm sorry, what are you flinging?
I had, remember there was, in one of the other corridors, there was a trail of platinum pieces.
Yes.
And I had taken one and was just fiddling with it as I walked around.
Okay.
And so I'll take that after we had talked about not taking anything but the staff, whatever. I'll just take that same platinum piece and just fling it over by the chest and leave it there.
Okay. And the coin flies over across the room. Are you trying to hit anything or are you just tossing it in there?
Just tossing it so it's not on my person.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a 20 just for the sake of argument. And coin lands close, but not too close to the chest. Tinkles on the floor. Hold on a second. As you toss the coin, though, apparently that is enough to trigger at least one of the spears to come launching out of the wall to your right with a sound as it embeds itself into the wall on the left. Obviously, it misses the coin, but the coin is enough to trigger it.
Interesting.
I'll say good enough for me. Let's move on.
I have no idea how I got this meeting into safe driving mode, and I can't get it out of it.
Swipe. Safe driving mode is the leftmost panel. Swipe.
All right, so where are we at now? Or what are we doing now?
34 or 35, folks?
"34 is in line with the direction we were already heading. So let's just keep going that way. So I'll send the spider through 34.
Okay, so spider goes out through this direction, correct?
Yep.
And shortly after going through into the mist, and Redrith, you're looking through his eyes, right?
Yes.
Very shortly thereafter, he is looking at Varric and Haig, or I should say Haig and Varric, left to right.
Ah, comes back on, doubles back. Okay. Very good. Then I just shrug and we'll move up to 35. Send them out that direction.
Kayla, for completionist's sake, so that she can notate it on her map, Kayla is going to ask Varric to take a quick walk down there.
So Varric walks in there, and all of a sudden you see him almost right away walk back out facing the other direction. And he's just like, huh, wait a minute, I thought you were behind me.
Distance on the rope?
It drops after 10 feet.
Okay.
Or I should say loses tension after 10 feet. 15 feet.
15?
10 to 15 feet, yeah.
Okay, 35. Spider first to make sure it's safe, I suppose.
Yep. Send the spider through. If it's safe, he'll come back and we'll all go through. Or do the measure thing and then go through.
Give me just a second, folks. Okay, so we send out Redrith, or Redrith Spider, I should say. He heads out straight up, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the spider sees.
Oh, 35 is connected to 26. Okay. All right. So I will report that to everybody and bring the spider back, and then you can measure and find out if it curves or whatnot.
Yep.
So as you go on through the area, Seems like it's about 40 feet of distance, and yes, it does turn to the left after about 15 feet.
You said 40 feet total, so that'd be 25 feet on the other side?
Yep, about that. Remember, these are estimates because it really depends on, you know, how straight and true their trajectory is going through the path, which is even more distorted when there's a turn.
Right.
So everyone advancing into the four-way intersection?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I get that right.
Okay. I'm going to suggest that we
Hold-
go.
My error on this, 1 second. I do have this slightly backwards. So I had 23 and 5 messed up on that.
So and 24 and 26 need to be reversed too, right?
No.
Nope.
You came in from 26. That is correct. But 23 is to your right and 25 is to
Oh,
your
right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So everyone moving up to this corridor?
Yep.
Yep.
We'll keep the druid kind of in the back where he likes to hang out.
I will recommend we go through 23, past the piles of dead through 19, and then check out 20 and 21.
That's what I was just about to recommend.
Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure I count that. All right, so say that again. I'm sorry. Anyone?
We will go through, go out 23, and then go past the piles of dead, go through 19 to the next intersection, and then check out 20 and 21.
Red Dress mapped going through 22, but we have not checked out 20 and 21 yet.
All right, so you're going to turn right and go down area 23, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So since you've already been down there, are we doing the spider thing or are we just walking through the corridor?
Sending the spider through would not be a bad idea, but we don't need to bother with measuring because I already measured it.
She's on the cat tree by
Okay. Yeah, we can do the spider thing, and then if there's nothing else other than the piles of dead, then we can follow through.
And you have full senses of the spider, right? While you're in that mode?
Yes. I'm pretty sure, but I'll double check.
Yes, you do. You are completely helpless in your own body, but you have the full senses of your familiar.
Just before you emerge from the mist into the area, let's see. All right, so just before entering the area, you do hear a noise.
Spidey should investigate.
Did I hear hacky stabby? What? Hacky stabby?
Yeah, the spider is up. He's up on the wall. He's like at about head height, crawling down the wall, the right-hand wall. And so he will just creep ever so slowly to the edge of the mist to see what he sees.
Okay, give me a moment.
And you can't see through the mist, but you can hear. So as soon as I hear a noise, I'll kind of do a shh, I hear noise, kind of a whisper to make sure everybody is staying quiet.
Okay.
Because I can't hear anything or see anything back where I'm at, but I can say something.
Right.
I think. Yeah.
The spider emerges from the mist just enough to see that there are now several decaying humanoid bodies that are feeding on the corpses.
Okay. I will relay quietly what I see in as much detail as possible in just kind of a whisper. And then I will pull the spider back. And as the spider backs up, I'll call it back to me. And then at that point, I'll duck out of its vision and turn to the group and see what do we want to do.
Decaying corpses feeding on the dead.
Sounds lovely.
To be clear, I think my phrase was decaying humanoids, but I don't think that's inaccurate.
At any rate, they don't seem like they would be pleasant, and as far as we can tell, this is really our only way out of this section of the complex. So we can either wait until they're done, or we could just attack them and destroy them.
That's what you saw.
Nasty looking things. We should probably destroy them. That's Kaeli's opinion, is that we should attempt to destroy them.
I can fireball. Oh, that's right. That's right.
And you know what? Haig and Varric aren't even technically here right now, so it's not like you're depriving them of a combat. So
that's true.
If you'd been here, you guys would have been able to battle.
Whatever.
But no, I'm thinking, and as I said, since we're talking about there's at least a handful of them that you noticed.
Okay.
There could have been more around the corners that the spider did not notice right away.
Yeah.
And since we've only got about 15, 20 minutes left in this session, we can discuss and go over it, but I'm going to suggest that we hold off commencing battle until we have hopefully everyone together in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
I'm on board with that also.
I'm not going to be here in 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, Alex. Hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. Do you mind if we run your character as long as no one else is going to be missing out?
I guess that's okay.
We'll make sure you don't get killed or maimed
Okay.
or lose any intelligence.
Don't worry, Alex. You're not going to miss much. Jimmy's still going to fireball them.
Oh, I don't
Maybe.
care about. I don't care about fireballing them or fighting them. I hate missing sessions.
And yeah, I know. And I will make sure you also get measurement numbers, though I suspect Jim will do a good job of keeping track of the mapping.
I will
Okay.
do my best.
For however much
Okay.
further you guys get at this point. But
Right.
Measurements, turns, and yeah, and archway numbers.
Right.
yep, I'll make sure that that all gets, he'll take care of the archway numbers on the map. I have to be careful about that because I don't want to give away any orientations. That's up to you guys to maintain, but I can give you distances.
Yep. Sounds good. All righty.
All right, folks, with that in mind, have yourself a very happy holiday, a safe holiday. Please stay healthy. Looking forward to resuming this next time. At least this time they'll know there'll be some battle. And I don't know, Jim, you may want to reassure them that they'll have a chance to do something if they make it.
Yeah, something. Just a
No,
little.
the fighters want to fight. I'll absolutely let them fight.
Woohoo!
That's fine. I remember how much they whined and cried last time because they didn't get to fight. So that's fine.
Have at it.
So, what is your philosophy if they get overrun with these creatures? I mean, then do fireball come into play?
It's called splash damage, you baby. Deal with it.
Suck it off or whine to the cleric. Wait, we don't
Exactly.
have a cleric.
That's right.
No,
That's-
that'll be me licking their wounds for them.
There you go. Exactly. That's right. So fight well or enjoy the splash damage.
So I would rather be continuing, but in the interest of preserving all of your family relationships and given that only, two of us are actually connected to the game client at the moment.
Right.
This
Yes.
seems like an appropriate place to call it. Plus, it's, 2 weekends before the holiday. So enjoy your family time, everyone. I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys this year. I really appreciate having loyal players. I'm glad that you enjoy yourselves. So please have a very happy holiday.
Awesome.
Most certainly will, and hope you all do too.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy holidays,
See
everybody.
you guys.
Well, we'll talk before then, Alex.
Bye.
But yeah, we'll see the rest of you in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll see you
Thanks,
guys
guys.
later.
All right.
Hope
See you later.
take care.
Take care.